The work that Don and his organization has done, BioSTL, BioGenerator, the partnership, all of the infrastructure that they've put in place to help prop up these early stage ag tech businesses have really shown their true colors recently. So I'm with the Yield Lab just right across the street from Monsanto, and I've had people walk into our office, recent departures from Monsanto, looking to network, looking to see what's out there. And some of these folks have already been scooped up by some of our portfolio companies, and I'm sure some of the portfolio companies out of the BioGenerator portfolio as well.
So there could be a second act for some folks.
Some of the startups that are going on in this space are unbelievably brilliant, and they are coming out of the ag companies with a wealth of experience and walking into some of the startups with unbelievable depth of knowledge in the seed industry, and they're able to marketize it.
Monsanto has been a magnet for talent for St. Louis worldwide for decades, really. And if you look at startups around the community in ag and even in other areas of bioscience and a tremendous amount the resumes of so many people in these startups include Monsanto on them. Monsanto has been a training ground for a lot of people. So St. Louis has benefited from that magnet of talent, not just in the big corporations, but in the startup ecosystem. And I would see that continuing because whoever owns and is running that concentration of innovation is going to still be recruiting people from all over the world into St. Louis. And if we see an exodus in the interim of some talent into small companies or even beginning to start their own companies, it could be a case of lemonade out of lemons. It could be a real nice silver lining. We saw that several years ago when Pfizer downsized in St. Louis, and we were concerned about losing a tremendous amount of scientific and business talent to other parts of the country. A lot of organizations, the universities, corporations, and entrepreneur support organizations stepped up, and that was in fact the impetus for why we opened up our shared lab space, the BioGenerator labs, that are in the Cortex district. It was really to capture a lot of that Pfizer talent that wanted to stay in St. Louis. Some of that talent had an entrepreneurial bent, wanted to start companies, and we've been able to give them a path forward with very inexpensive or even free laboratory space, shared equipment to be able to start their own companies. And now we have dozens of those former Pfizer people who are populating our bioscience startups in St. Louis. I would predict that we might see the same kind of thing with Monsanto, even if we see ultimately growth in the innovation operation of Bayer/Monsanto. We could still see individuals who, because of uncertainty or otherwise, might find it a time for themselves to step out, move into the entrepreneurial world, try the startup scene, and we could benefit from an array of new companies seeded by that activity.
You can imagine the amazing ideas they have. They've had a wealth of experience. That's what St. Louis is really, really good at, is that they have these corporate executives that have incredible wealth of knowledge about an industry. We have several things that we're very good at here: biosciences, plant science, financial services. So if you're somebody who has spent a career in that, you have a lot of ideas of what you would do if you had the ability to do a startup. So that's the potential of it. That's the exciting part of it.